Hello, we will continue our previous video, and in this video we will cover the section getting started of the Django documentation, and we are doing part 1, request and response. Before we go, I would like to talk about the MVT structure pattern of Django. It means model, view, and templates. So what they are and what are they doing? So templates like for design and layout, it will show the forms, the layout up on top of the browser of the user. Where view is the user interface. So what the user see and interact with Django application, web application. So the user will input data using a template, and by input data, the data they input will be put into the model, which is a database. This will create, delete, amend, adjust, or add and update the data. After that is done at the model, the database like SQLite or MySQL or Postgre, then the complete data will be returned to the view, the user interface, via templates. So the data will show by a layout design from the templates onto the browser of the user. So that is the MVT, model view templates architecture of Django. Okay, and one more thing is we are talking about the virtual environment, and in the last video, so I will emphasize that using it is very good. That's why we are using it during the whole throughout this video series. And one thing I would like to mention is that the requirement.txt. Requirement.txt file is the file that contains all the dependencies, the libraries are of the environment, the virtual environment, so that you can transfer to other computers or other folders or whatever you want, or to your client, and they will have just need to install it, and they will have the same environment as yours. What I mentioned is like that. Here, see, we have here on my desktop I have DJ for begin, which I created in the previous video. So I will run my command. Okay, here. So as you remember, we go to desktop and so cd desktop, and then we activate our virtual environment, means DJ4 begin, and then script and activate. Okay, here we are in our virtual environment, and within that I will pip freeze. So you see here we have 4 packages. Okay, so now what I'm doing, like you see here, is we will do this command, pip freeze requirements.txt. Okay, arrow, pip freeze, an arrow or what? I don't know what to call it. Requirements.txt. Okay, it will create a file, as you can see here. Now you see we have a file here, and this is a very small file, 1 kilobyte only, and it contains a list of dependencies and libraries or package that I have within this virtual environment, DJ4 begin. Okay, you see here is the same, huh? Here and here and here, you see it's the same. Okay, so what's now? For example, I will send this to my other computer, where I have installed Python and virtual environment, of course, because if I don't have, I have to do it. Okay, so we will open another command prompt. and also I will cd to desktop. Okay, now I will create a new virtual environment, the virtual environment, and now let's say test nv. Okay, we have it, and I will go to test nv scripts, activate. The microphone blocked my sight, so sometimes I cannot see my keyboard. Okay, so we are in our test env, and when I pip freeze, I have no package. See? Here, no package. It's just a virtual environment only, okay? So now I need the test env and the requirement.txt are on the same level of folder within the folder desktop, yeah? So now I just need to run it. So as here you can see here, oh man, the command is pip install r requirement.txt. Okay, so now I go to my test env, pip install r requirements.txt. Done. See, it automatically install what I have on my requirement.txt file. Okay, and also it will it mentioned me that I have to upgrade my pip version. The new version is 22.1.1, while mine is 22.0. Okay, that's easy. And to upgrade, it's here. The command is here. Python m pip install upgrade pip. Maybe I will install my version here. Is here. Okay, maybe here. I will install it for my main one. Pip install. No, not pip install. Sorry. It's Python m pip install upgrade pip. I think that is it. Okay, done. Very easy. Uninstalling your pip, and then we'll install the new one. Okay, now my version is pip 22, and I can check it by pip v. See, it's now 22.1.1. Okay, Python 10.3.10. Okay, good. So that's, you can see that here, and within the test env where we have just installed the requirement.txt, we will pip freeze, and see, now we have the 4 packages like here. Okay, like here. Okay, here somewhere there. Okay, here 4 and here, yeah, the same. dg4 begin and test env are the same. So you see, it's really convenient. Okay, now here I deactivate. Okay, and I exit this one. And I go back to here. And for the environment, virtual environment, the easy way is you don't need to uninstall it. Here's the folder, test env, and I delete it. Kaboom, it's gone. Okay? It's gone. Why so long? Okay, now I think we will go from now. Is that? Yeah. Okay, so still not done. Here. Okay, now we will step into the first steps. So last video we covered the overview and installation, and now we will go to part 1, request and response. Okay, so writing your first Django app. Okay, let's go. Learn by example. Throughout this tutorial, we will create a basic poll application. Okay, contain of 2 parts: a public site, that's where people view posts and vote, and an admin site. Admin site is created automatically by every Django project. Okay, and it's really good, man. I love this. We'll assume that you have installed. Okay, we have installed already, huh? But we can check the version. One easy thing is Control C, copy, and Control V. Here we have it here, Control V. And what do we have? Here, our Django version is 4.04. Okay, so that's the check of version. If Django is installed, you will see a version. If it isn't, like here, you will see the no module named Django. Last time, on the last video, I showed it already for you. You can watch it again. So watch it. This tutorial for Django 4 and Python or later. The Django version doesn't match. You can refer to the tutorial about a version of Django. And if you are using older version, please check what version can I use Django. Okay. So how to install Django is, yeah, we installed already. You don't need to. How? Where to get help when you need help? You go to getting help. It's in the documentation also. Here you click here and you have it. Yeah. Here. Frequently asked question. Getting help. Okay. Back. Now we create our first project. Man, I love that. This is your first time using Django, you will have to take care of some initial setup. Namely, you'll need to auto-generate some code for the project. Okay, and those long sentence short is that you just need one command only. Okay, Control C, and where's my beloved one? I think I will create a Django. Oh, I have to go to the within my Before that, I have to go within my CD DJ4 begin. Okay, here I will create my project within my DJ4 begin folder. I can create it outside, but I love it created here is better. Okay, so Django dash admin minus admin, and then start project mysite. Okay, boom, really fast. And what it did is it create here within DJ4 begin a new folder named mysite, and within this mysite we have another folder named mysite and a file named manage.py. Okay, we return here. So this will create a mysite directory, and if there's something wrong, then you have to go with problem, but we have nothing wrong, then it's okay. And note, you need to avoid naming project. Okay, don't name the project like Django or test, which conflict with Django itself, and built-in package also. So some name you cannot use. Okay, later you will know it. And where should this code live? If your background is in plain old PHP with no use of modern frameworks, you are probably used to putting code under the web server's document root, which is placed such as /var/www. Okay, that's where PHP code source code are. But with Django, don't do it, because that's not good for security. Hacker can go in your website server and just jump there and they see your source code. They can pick up your source code, okay? But for Django, you can put your source code in some directory outside of the document root, such as home my code, okay? So now let's look at so like you see, I put it in my DJ4 begin folder. Okay, now the start a project, create a mysite, and as I said here, where is it? That close. Here, mysite, and another folder named mysite, and a file named manage.py here. And within mysite, there's a file init.py, ASGI settings. Okay, here you see exactly the same. Okay, so what are these files? The outer mysite, the outer folder, is a root directory, is the container of your project. Name doesn't matter. For Django, you can rename it like you can rename it source or so. And the manage.py file is a command line utility that lets you interact with Django project in various ways. You can read all about this file in Django admin and manage.py, which yeah, if you have time, you read it. The inner mysite, the inner one, the inner folder, is the actual Python package for your project. Its name is the Python package name you need to use to import anything inside. Okay, e.g. mysite.urls. And the file init.py is an empty file that tells Python that this directory should be considered as a Python package. Okay, and the setting is settings, configuration and so, and URLs are the address of your a table of content of your address of the pages within your websites. And ASGI is the web server, compatible web servers, and also the entry point of WSGI for web servers. Okay, now one good thing about Django is it comes with a development server, a server that runs right out of the box. Okay, so now let's verify that your Django project works. Change into the outer mysite directory, the outer one. Yeah, means that you have to go to the outer one is here. Change to this side, this folder. Okay, what I need to do is I have to go to, I'm at Django for begin. Now I cd my keyboard, cd mysite, and right, yeah, okay. So within that, because that contains the file manage.py, that's why I need to go inside that to see that. Okay, so then I just need to type Python manage.py run server, and for me it's Control C and Control V, Control V, run server. Kaboom! It runs. And for your notice, it's Control break, is Control C. Okay. So now I just need to type this one onto my web browser. Control C, Control copy. Okay. Here, Control V, and kaboom! The install worked successfully. Congratulations. Okay, back to our text. You'll see the following outline command as you see on my screen already. Here, see a bunch of things, and there's something said about you have 18 unapplied migrations ignored at the moment. Ignored. It is not needed to do anything at the moment. It's easy to do. It's just another command is here. Python manage.py migrate, but not now because we need to do something before we do that. Okay, so you will see the following command as I just showed you, and here's the link to the to that. server, that site, our website. Okay. Note, ignore the warning. Yeah, I just said ignore the warning about unapplied database migration for now. Here, you have here. Yeah, as I saw you already here. 18 unapplied. Okay. Ignore it for now. You've started Django development server, the lightweight web server written purely in Python. We've included this with Django so you can develop things rapidly without having to deal with configuration of production servers such as Apache until you are ready for production. Yeah, that's really convenient with Django. Okay. Now it's good time to note: don't use this server in any resembling a production environment. This is just a development server. It is not a real production server. Means the development server is just out of the box and it lacks quite a lot of security settings, configuration, and so. So don't use it as a production environment. Okay, it's intended only for use while developing. And Django Foundation, they said we are in business of making web frameworks, not web servers. Okay, that's right, they are. Okay, now that the server runs, visit it, and you will see that congratulation page. Okay, we have it done already here. Congratulations here. Okay, and changing ports. If you have several ports open for several other projects, so maybe you may use another port, like instead of 8000 you use 8080. Right? In that case, besides run server, you add a port. Okay, but I don't need to do that because I have only one project running, so I just that. Okay. Also, if you want to change your IP, the server's IP, you can use it by adding after the run server, adding the IP map. Yeah, here is 0.0.0.0. Okay, and that's easy. Just add something more. So automatic reloading or run server. Development server automatically reloads Python code for each request as needed. So you don't need to restart your server again and again when you have something updated. However, there are some action like adding files don't trigger the restart. So you'll have to restart the server in this case manually. Okay, we will see it there. Now, next. So we have our server running. Very good. Nice. Okay, now what now? Create a poll app. Now that our environment, the project is set up, you are set to start doing work. Okay. Each application you write in Django consists of a Python package that follows a certain convention. Django comes with a utility that automatically generates the basic directory structure of an app, so you can focus on writing code rather than creating directories. Okay, you don't need to worry about the directory structure; they created automatically for you. And project vs app. Long story short is that I think I have here. Yeah, here, make it short. A Django project may contain several apps. Okay, and also a Django app may appear in several projects. Like you can see here, project A has 3 apps, while project B has only 1 app, but that app is also in project A. So app 1 can run in project A or in project B. So you see, a project can has multiple apps, while an app can appear in multiple projects. That's the idea. Yeah. I think so. Now let's see. What's the difference between a project and an app? An app is a web application that does something, e.g. blog, database, small poll app. A project is a collection of configuration and apps for a particular website. A project can contain multiple apps. An app can be in multiple projects. I mentioned already, okay? So that's easy. Your app can live anywhere in your Python path. In this tutorial, we'll create our poll app in the same directory as your managed PY so that it can be imported as its own top-level module rather than a sub-module of mysite. To create your app, make sure you are in the same directory as managed PY and type this command. Okay? Now, we have to make sure that we are in the folder that contains managed PY. The folder contains managed PY is the big one, the mysite one, yeah? The outer mysite and the inner mysite. Okay, we are over the outer mysite. I think I may rename my site here. I may rename it. Rename. No, I keep following exactly what the tutorial said. Okay, so we have to go within that my site, and within this there's another my site. Okay, and here is the managed PY. So within that we will have to type this one. I will explain it shortly. As I'm okay, now I will Control C to. I think I type Control C already. Control C, yeah, here. I'm out. So I am in the big my site, the outer my site. So I just need to Control V. Python manage PY migrate. No man, not migrate. Here, Control copy and what? Control V. Okay, manage PY. My manage PY start app. We start an app before the time we start a project named mysite. Now we create an app named polls. Okay, enter. Done. So what it will do is create a directory, the folder named polls, which is laid out like this. Okay, polls. I will show you here. Beside of my site, the inner my site, we have a polls, and then we have migration folder. Here's the migration folder, which included init.py here, init.py. Okay, and the outer we have admin, apps, modals, test, views. Okay, you see, test, views, modals. Okay, whatever, it's the same. And it's good time to mention here. You see, Django app comes with views, modals, and templates. Templates we will create later, but at the moment you see MVT, we have M modals and V views here. Okay, and the test. That's why it said don't name your project as test or modals or views or apps or admin. Okay, or even Django. Okay, now what's next? We'll house the poll application. Okay, so write your first view. Now we write our first view. And let's write the first view. Open post view py. You remember MVT, yeah? Okay, that's the V of the MVT. And put the following Python code in it. Okay, post views py. So here within the post we have the views py here, and we can open it. Open it either with IDLE or open it with Visual Studio Code or Python, whatever you want. For me, I will open it like that. I open my Visual Studio Code. I love my Visual Studio Code editor, and then we go to open folder, or here file and open folder. Yeah, and within that I go to my desktop, I Django begin, and I open my site from here. Select folder. Okay, man, I have it. Wait for a moment. So here, and I have the post here and the views here. Here's the views file of post application. Okay, it has already a pre-format from Django shortcut import render. Okay, but we follow our tutorial said that we have to put this one in. So select Ctrl C, copy, and go back to our code editor and Ctrl V. Man, okay. And this I can delete or I can comment out. I comment out for the moment. Maybe we will use it later because render is important, right? Okay, I will retype it also when I need, but comment out is not bad. Oh, you see, that's not bad. Okay. So from Django HTTP, import HTTP response. Okay, the class response, and define index request return HTTP hello world, you are at the post index. So that's it. You will understand it. It's not hard. Return something. It will show on the browser. To be short, this one will show on the browser. When you type in the root of posts, okay? Now, this is the simplest view possible in Django. To call a view, we need to map it into the URL, and for this, we need the URL conf. To create a URL configuration file, in the post directory, create a file called urls.py. Your app directory should look like this. Okay, so we'll have another file here. So in my beloved Visual Studio, I just right click on Pole, New File, and I type urls.py, and I tap Enter, and I open it here. And I turn back to here, and now what the code? The post URL file include the following code here. From Django, import path, and then URL patterns. Copy. You know, like a programmer is easy. Just Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Oh, it's the same. So from Django URL, import path, and from dot means from the folder, from the containing folder, import views means here from post here, you import the views.py here, and URL patterns contains the path, the list of path, and which one is blank one is the like the home, the index for the home folder. Yeah, okay, the home page. View.index, and the name is index. Okay, not too hard to understand. Yeah, it's easy. And the view, I will also save it. Okay, I can use Ctrl S, but I want to show you where it is so that it's easy for you to follow. And next, the next step is to point the URL configuration at the post URL module. In mysite URL, another URL, the main URL, add an import from Django URL include, and insert the include function to the URL patterns list. So you have like this, okay? And now I will open my beloved VS Code. I go to mysite. In the mysite, the outer folder, you remember that here we have the main URL patterns, and here you can read it. Yeah, it's good that Django shows you something right on the way, and also when you have something, then go to docs, the documentation, what we are learning at the moment. Okay, so now it's already have something inside here, and so we just amend our code. Yeah, so means that import admin, and from URL import include and path, and I here import admin path. So we just need another one is include. Okay, so you see the color is a little bit different. This is intelligent from VS Code. Yeah, we import include, but we have not used it yet, so that's why the color is dim. Yeah, a little bit dim. Okay, now let's use it. So here, I think the other is admin side, which is default here. Admin side is default, so we amend it, adjust, amend. Yeah, add. Okay. Now we have include, and you see now the include is not dim anymore. Okay, so polls. The polls is here. The path comes to here, and then include post URL. Include this file to the URL pattern of my site. Okay. Control S to save. Okay, or file and save. Yeah. Hey, what? I made Control Z, man. Stupid you. Control V. Is it? Yeah. Okay, now I make it faster, easier to save. Because, you know, the microphone blocked my side on my keyboard. So sometimes I cannot see it. Okay. The include function allows referencing other URL configuration. Whenever Django encounters include, it chop off whatever part of the URL match up to that point. Means like my site also. Okay. And sends the remaining string to the include URL count for further processing, sent to polls. Okay. The idea behind include is to make it easy to plug and play URLs, since polls are in their own URL configuration. Polls, yeah, that's here. They can be placed under polls, under any other any folder, as long as you put it within the correct path. Yeah, path. Okay. When you use include, you should always use include when you include other URL patterns. An exception to this is the admin site's URL, which is by default come by default with Django package. Okay, and I love this admin site. Right? You have now wired an index view into the URL conf. Verify it's working with the following command. Okay. Now we run server again. Control copy. Man, I hate my login view. Control V. Enter. Okay. Go to local hotspot. I click it here. Here, you see? Hello world. You're at the post index. Okay? Because we added at here. Here. We added here. Hello world. You are the post index. Yeah? And that's why it shows on our website now. Okay? here. First we are here, but now you know what? If I refresh, this one will cause a page error here. Page not found. Why? Because we alter our home page to polls. So that's why we have to, for that time, for now, just this time, yeah, use polls here. Enter. See, hello world, you are in the polls index. Okay. Page not found here. You see, I said index view. Okay. Page not found. If you got an error page, check that you are going to polls, not the first one, the no polls, the home, the real home. But we will alter it later. Okay. I said it already. Yeah. I don't need to re-illustrate it. Yeah? The path function is pass 4 arguments, 2 required root and view, and 2 optional keyword arguments and name. At this point, it's worth reviewing what these arguments are. Okay, so root and view and keyword arguments and name. What they said is here. Post app. Where's the URL? The URL for post here. Create the URL here. So you have the path. The name. Path, root, view, name. Okay, the views. Okay. So now, what is it? What are they talking about? Okay, here we are here. Root, view, keyword arguments, and name. So the path argument root. Root is a string that contains a URL patterns. When processing a request, Django starts at the first pattern in the URL patterns and make its way down the list, comparing the requested URL against each pattern unit until it finds one that match. Pattern don't search get and post parameters or the domain name. For example, in the request to here, domain name, example.com is the domain name, and this is the app, yeah, my app. So the URL conf will look for my app and not for the domain name, not for example.com, okay? In a request to, for example, like that, my app and page 3, you also will look for my app, okay? That's the root. Now, come to the view. Django finds a matching pattern. It calls the specific view function with an HTTP request object as the first argument and any captured values from the root as keyword arguments. We'll give it an example of this in a bit, okay? So in a bit, wait for it. Now, keyword arguments, KWArgs. Arbitrary keyword argument can be passed in a dictionary to a target view. We aren't going to use this feature in Django in this tutorial. So here we are not using it. And so don't worry at the beginning level, don't worry about that. But if you are curious and you want to know, then just Google. Yeah, it's I said Google is the best teacher. Okay, so I changed to English. I don't know why it always comes to Vietnamese first. Okay, I know why, but okay, said so. So here you can read for also arg or keyword arg. I think it's very easy explanation here. Non-keyword arguments and keyword arguments and so on. Okay, so let's close it. And the argument name, naming your URL lets you refer to it unambiguously from elsewhere in Django, especially from within templates. This powerful feature allows you to make global change to the URL patterns of your project while only touching a single file. Shorten your code, of course, man. When you are men and women, gentlemen and ladies, yeah, ladies and gentlemen now, when you are comfortable with the basic request of the response flow, read part 2. Okay, so we are at completion of our first part. And what I say now, thank you for watching my video and hope to see you in part 2. Thank you.